September 17, 1944, 6:15 a.m., Beachhead. Captain George Jones watched 23 Marines die in 48 hours. 0 Japanese casualties confirmed, 0 sniper positions located, 0 effective return fire. Japanese snipers own the jungle canopy, 40 feet up, invisible, lethal. Standard Marine doctrine: counter snipers with counter snipers, match precision with precision. Jones was about to break every rule. Everyone said snipers required rifle response, precision versus precision, training mono. Al doctrine since World War I. Marine Corps instructors had taught the same approach: locate sniper, eliminate with aimed fire, advance. They were wrong. Lieutenant Walker saw something Marines didn't see: 40 guns sitting idle on landing craft, anti-aircraft weapons, 120 rounds per minute, high-explosive shells, 10-meter blast radius. Japanese snipers expected M1. Single shots, aimed fire, cover between trees. They had no idea Marines would stop playing sniper versus sniper. This asymmetry would kill them. Before September 17, 23 Marines dead, Japanese snipers undefeated. Advance halted 300 yards inland. After September 17, 47 sniper positions destroyed. Japanese defensive doctrine abandoned. American advance resumed. Jungle warfare changed permanently. How did one company commander realize anti-aircraft guns could kill tree-bound snipers better than counter-snipers ever could? Answer: sat 200 yards offshore. Guns, 40 caliber, mounted on landing craft, loaded with high-explosive shells meant for Japanese Zeros that never came. Japanese expected rifle duel. Standard infantry tactics: ground-level engagement. They had no doctrine for artillery fire directed at individual trees. What happened next would force Japanese commanders to rewrite every defensive manual for remaining Pacific strongholds. September 1944, Pacific Island hopping campaign bleeding both sides. Saipan secured July, Guam retaken August, Philippines invasion scheduled October. Each island cost thousands of American lives. Operation, predicted 3-day fight, actually lasted 2 months. Casualty projections wrong by factor of 4. Japanese changed defensive strategy, abandoned Banzai charges after Tarawa massacre. New doctrine: elastic defense, cave systems, attrition warfare. Sergeant Major pioneered elevated sniper tactics, 47 elite marksmen. Type 97 sniper rifles, 400-meter effective range from ground level, 600+ meters firing downward from canopy positions. First 48 hours, 23 Marines killed by invisible fire. Medical teams couldn't identify shot origins. Bodies recovered with single bullet wounds. Head shots, chest shots. Perfect accuracy. Pattern emerged. Marines advancing through jungle, single crack, man down. No muzzle flash, no movement detected. Next Marine advances, repeat. September 15-16. 1st Marine Regiment lost 87 men crossing 400 yards of jungle. Standard time for that advance, 45 minutes. Actual time, 11 hours. Colonel Lewis Puller, regimental commander, assessed the situation with grim clarity. His Marines were fighting an enemy they couldn't see, couldn't locate, couldn't suppress. Standard tactics had become useless. Standard counter-sniper doctrine: locate enemy position, suppress with automatic weapons, eliminate with precision rifle fire. Worked perfectly in Europe. German snipers operated from buildings, church steeples, fixed positions. Observers spotted muzzle flash, directed fire, problem solved. Pacific jungle, different physics. Japanese snipers positioned 40-60 feet above ground. bound themselves to trees with rope, could shoot without concern for escape routes, planned to die in position. Elevation advantage eliminated range estimation problems. Shooting downward, simple geometry. Marine rifleman 5 feet 8 inches tall. Sniper 45 feet up, angle of fire nearly straight down, no wind compensation needed, no range finding required. American return fire, catastrophically ineffective. M1 firing upward through jungle canopy faced multiple problems. Bullets lost velocity penetrating palm fronds, trajectories deflected by branches, accuracy degraded at steep angles. Shooters exposed themselves while aiming upward. Muzzle flash revealed positions. Attempt 1 counter-sniper teams. Result: 4 Marine snipers killed, 0 Japanese casualties. Attempt 2 suppressive fire with bars. Result: 3,000 rounds expended, 0 confirmed hits, positions revealed. Attempt 3 mortar fire into suspected trees. Result: 40 rounds fired, trees remained standing, snipers relocated. Japanese casualties from counter-sniper operations, September 15-16, 0. Marine casualties same period, 23. Math didn't work. September 16, 1944, 4:30 p.m., Beach Command Post. Lieutenant Joseph Walker approached Captain Jones with a proposal that would change everything. Walker served as ordnance officer, pre-war mechanical engineer, responsible for ammunition distribution, weapons maintenance. He'd spent the morning observing failed counter-sniper attempts, calculating the problem mathematically. His findings were clear. Standard rifles couldn't deliver sufficient force through canopy cover. The Marines needed area effect weapons, high-explosive shells. Something that would destroy entire trees, not just snipers. Walker suggested using 40 anti-aircraft guns, currently sitting idle on landing craft. Major Harrison, battalion executive officer, overheard the conversation. His response was immediate and dismissive. Guns were anti-aircraft weapons. Marines didn't shoot snipers with artillery. That wasn't how Marines fought. Walker pressed his case. Marines were dying because they were fighting the wrong war. Harrison remained firm. The Marine Corps had procedures for counter-sniper operations. Walker needed to follow doctrine. The lieutenant was dismissed. Walker persisted, explaining that doctrine assumed enemies at ground level. The Japanese had changed those assumptions. Harrison cut him off mid-sentence. The conversation was over. He ordered Jones to control his officers. The major walked away. Jones watched him leave, then turned to Walker with questions about ammunition requirements. Walker calculated needs for 47 confirmed sniper positions, 200 rounds, maybe 300. Jones noted they had 2,000 rounds sitting in ammunition ships, shells meant for Japanese planes that weren't coming. He ordered Walker to demonstrate how the system would work. September 16, 1944, 6:45 p.m. Lance Corporal Martinez died that afternoon. Second Squad, 19 years old, Los Angeles, joined Marines straight from high school. Martinez volunteered for forward observer duty. Needed eyes on Japanese positions. Someone had to move forward. Made it 40 yards, single shot, fell without sound. Corpsman reached him 3 minutes later, head wound, instant death. Jones had approved the mission, sent Martinez forward, watched him die through field glasses. Could hear the shot, couldn't see origin, couldn't return fire. Couldn't help. Martinez was 23rd Marine killed by snipers in 48 hours. Jones kept thinking, 23 men dead, 0 effective responses, doctrine failed completely. Standard tactics assumed ground-level combat, mutual support between, covering fire from automatic weapons, aggressive assault after suppression. None of it worked against enemy 45 feet overhead. Japanese rewrote rules. Marines kept playing old game. That had to change. Jones found Walker after dark, beach area, away from command post. They would test the idea tomorrow morning. First light. Walker mentioned Major Harrison's likely objections. Jones made clear Harrison didn't need to know until the experiment worked. Neither Jones nor Walker realized Japanese commanders were documenting American counter-sniper failures in real time. Intelligence reports being compiled. New defensive doctrine being written. If experiment failed, Japanese would know Americans had no solution to elevated sniper tactics. September 16, 1944, evening. Walker led Jones to LST-447, landing ship tank, beached 100 yards from command post. Gun mounted aft deck, twin 40 barrels, water-cooled, pedestal mount allowing 360-degree traverse. Gun crew 4 Marines, sitting idle since landing. No Japanese air attacks, no targets. Walker approached gun captain, Sergeant Miller, 8 years service, gunnery school instructor before war. Walker inquired whether the weapon could engage ground targets. Miller looked confused. The gun was anti-aircraft. Designed for shooting planes. Walker acknowledged the design purpose, but asked whether it could physically aim at trees. Miller examined the mount carefully. Elevation range -5 degrees to +90 degrees. Traverse unlimited. Theoretically, the weapon could aim anywhere. Walker pressed for technical specifications. Maximum rate of fire. Miller provided the numbers. 120 rounds per minute. Sustained fire. Water cooling prevented barrel overheating. Walker asked about ammunition types available. Miller detailed the high-explosive shells, 900-gram warhead, 10-meter blast radius, designed to destroy aircraft, also armor-piercing rounds for hardened targets. Walker posed a theoretical question. If they fired high-explosive shell at tree 200 yards away, what would happen? Miller considered the physics. Shell contained 90 grams RDX explosive. Impact fuse. Detonated on contact. 10-meter kill radius meant everything within 30 feet took shrapnel. Walker asked whether it would destroy the tree. Miller thought about tree sizes. Palm tree, probably yes. Hardwood, maybe not completely. But definitely kill anyone in that tree. Walker turned to Jones with his conclusion. Japanese snipers tied to trees. Couldn't dodge, couldn't take cover. One shell destroyed position. Jones questioned accuracy. Anti-aircraft guns tracked moving planes. Could they hit stationary tree? Miller explained hitting stationary targets was easier than aircraft. No lead calculation. No altitude compensation, just point and shoot. Jones studied gun mount, thought about geometry. Sniper positions, 40-60 feet up. Distance from beach, 200-400 yards. Line of sight, clear from LSD deck elevation. Standard rifle fire. Shooter on ground, target above, bullet climbed through obstacles. Fire, gun elevated on ship deck, target at similar elevation. Shell traveled nearly horizontal path, fewer obstacles. Physics favored artillery. Jones ordered test fire for tomorrow morning. Target practice against suspected sniper trees. Miller mentioned authorization requirements. Jones cut through protocol. He was authorizing it personally. 600 tomorrow, load high-explosive shells, 50 rounds. Miller acknowledged the order. Jones didn't realize Japanese forward observers were watching American beach from elevated positions 800 yards inland. Watched every movement. Documented every tactic. If Americans tested new weapon, Japanese intelligence would know within hours. Race against adaptation had begun. 40 L60 gun, Swedish design, licensed to U.S. production 1941. Specifications proved impressive. Caliber 40 x 311, barrel length 60 calibers 2.4 meters, weight 1,981 for gun only, muzzle velocity 850 meters per second. Rate of fire 120 rounds per minute sustained. Effective range 7,200 meters horizontal, 4,800 meters vertical. Ammunition 4 round clips, 900-gram shells. High explosive shell composition demonstrated devastating potential. 90 grams RDX explosive, steel fragmentation sleeve, impact fuse, blast radius 10 meters, fragment danger 50 meters. Lethal against unprotected personnel 30 meters. Standard anti-aircraft employment followed predictable pattern. Track aircraft, calculate lead angle, fire continuous stream, fragments destroy plane. Proposed ground employment, different physics entirely. Walker calculated engagement parameters with precision. Range considerations favored the approach. Sniper positions, 200-400 yards from beach. Effective range, 7,200 meters, operating at 10% maximum range. Accuracy excellent at close range. Trajectory analysis revealed advantages. LSD deck, 8 feet above sea level. Beach, 2 feet above sea level. Sniper positions, 40-60 feet above beach. Net elevation difference, 30-50 feet. Angle of fire, 5-8 degrees elevation. Nearly horizontal shot. Blast effect calculations confirmed lethality. Palm tree diameter, 12-18 inches. Shell blast radius, 30 feet. Fragmentation pattern, 360 degrees. Rope binding sniper to tree, prevented escape. Sniper couldn't dodge artillery fire. Comparison to rifle fire revealed stark differences. M1 specifications showed limitations. Muzzle velocity, 853 meters per second. Bullet weight, 150 grains, 9.7 grams. Penetration, excellent against personnel. Problem, single bullet must hit precisely, lost velocity through obstacles. 40 specifications showed overwhelming advantages. Muzzle velocity, 850 meters per second, similar to. Shell weight, 900 grams, 93 times heavier. Penetration, unnecessary, shell exploded. Advantage, 10-meter kill radius, precision unnecessary. Rate of fire advantage proved decisive. Marine riflemen faced severe constraints. 1 shot per target, must aim precisely, must locate sniper first. If miss, sniper relocated. Gun offered overwhelming firepower. 120 rounds per minute, 2 rounds per second, could saturate entire tree. Precision unnecessary. Blast radius covered targeting errors. Ammunition efficiency calculations revealed dramatic contrast. To eliminate 1 sniper position using rifle method required nearly impossible conditions. Locating sniper, impossible from ground level. Clear shot through canopy, rarely available. Success rate, estimated 5%. Average rounds expended, 200 or more. Artillery method simplified everything. Identifying suspicious tree, easy. Required shells, 2-4 into tree. Success rate, estimated 95%. Average rounds expended, 3. Psychological effect comparison showed total asymmetry. Rifle fire allowed sniper to remain functional. Sniper heard shots, remained in position, returned fire. Artillery fire created existential terror. Sniper saw tree exploding, heard fragments tearing through canopy, understood position was death trap, must evacuate immediately or die. No counter tactic existed, couldn't dodge artillery, couldn't return effective fire against ship-mounted gun. Information asymmetry total. September 17, 1944. 5:30 a.m. Jones and Walker returned to LSD 447 before dawn. Sergeant Miller already preparing gun, checked hydraulic systems, traverse mechanisms, loaded ammunition. Gun crew assembled, 4 Marines. Loader fed ammunition clips, trainer controlled horizontal aim, pointer controlled elevation. Gun captain commanded crew, selected targets. Miller explained firing procedure to the officers. Fired from 4 round clips, loader inserted clip from top, gun fired automatically until clip empty, reload took 3-4 seconds, sustained rate, 120 rounds per minute, 30 clips per minute. Ammunition staged on deck, 50 shells in clips, high explosive only. Impact fuses armed. Walker identified target zones using field glasses, scanned jungle canopy methodically. Spotted 8 suspicious positions requiring engagement. Tree 1, 220 yards northeast, visible rope. Tree 2, 240 yards east, recent movement. Tree 3, 260 yards east-southeast, dead branches indicating camouflage. Tree 4, 280 yards southeast, elevated platform visible. Tree 5, 300 yards southeast, sniper confirmed yesterday. Tree 6, 320 yards south-southeast, multiple ropes. Tree 7, 340 yards south, observation post suspected. Tree 8, 380 yards south-southwest, radio antenna spotted. Jones marked each position on map. Calculated fire sequence. Decision finalized. Start with confirmed positions showing visible ropes or platforms, then work through suspected positions. 6:00 a.m. approaching, first light. Miller raised concern about consequences. Once they fired, every Japanese sniper would know gun position. This weapon would become priority target. Jones asked for time estimate to engage all 8 positions. Miller calculated quickly, 3 shells per tree, 24 rounds total, 4 round clips, 6 clips, loading time between clips 4 seconds, total time approximately 90 seconds. Jones ordered speed. They would relocate gun after first engagement. Miller questioned logistics. Relocating 2-ton artillery piece. Walker explained preparation. LSD had winch. They'd prepared cables, could move gun to port side in 10 minutes. Miller acknowledged understanding. Marines on beach started stirring. Dawn patrols preparing to move out. Jones radioed company commanders withholding order. All positions hold until 6:15. Fire mission in progress. Commanders acknowledged. Confused responses. No artillery scheduled. Too late to explain. 6:10 a.m. Full daylight, clear visibility. Miller positioned gun. Trained on tree 1, 220 yards northeast. Visible rope binding something to trunk 45 feet up. Crosshairs centered on rope junction. Elevation 7 degrees. Traverse locked. Miller reported target acquired. Ready to fire. Jones gave the order. Gun produced distinctive double crack. Shell leaving barrel supersonic. 2 40 shells fired in rapid sequence. First shell followed high trajectory. Impacted tree trunk 5 feet below target. Explosion. Thundercrack echoing across beach. Fireball orange-white, 30-foot diameter. Palm tree shattered mid-trunk. Top section tilted, crashed down through canopy. Second shell impacted falling debris. Fragments sprayed 50-meter radius. Rope severed, body fell. Confirmed Japanese sniper, dead before hitting ground. Entire engagement, 4 seconds. Marines on beach froze. Watching, couldn't process what just happened. Miller reported target destroyed. Moving to target 2. 800 yards inland, Sergeant Major heard explosion, looked toward beach, saw smoke rising, realized Americans just executed something completely outside doctrine, screamed orders to runners. All positions evacuate immediately. Americans had artillery. 6:11 a.m. Miller traversed to Tree 2. 240 yards. Recent movement observed. No visible sniper, but position suspicious. Fired 3 rounds, rapid succession. First shell impacted upper trunk, explosion. Second shell impacted mid-trunk, tree split vertically. Third shell impacted falling timber, secondary explosion of stored ammunition. Sniper had cached extra rounds. Confirmed kill. Body recovered later, Corporal 19 confirmed kills. 6:12 a.m. Tree 3. 260 yards. Dead branches visible, obvious camouflage. 2 shells, both direct hits, tree disintegrated, no body found, position abandoned. 6:13 a.m. Tree 4, 280 yards. Elevated platform visible through canopy gaps. 4 shells, first 3 destroyed platform, 4th shell impact fuse failed, dud. Body fell from wreckage. Sniper survived explosions, died from 60-foot fall. 6:14 a.m. Tree 5. 300 yards. Confirmed sniper position from yesterday. Killed 4 Marines. 5 shells, overkill intentional, message being sent. Tree obliterated, fragments found 80 yards away, no body recovered, atomized. Japanese snipers now evacuating positions frantically. Visible movement in multiple trees. Miller spotted runner climbing down Tree 9, not on target list. Emergency target. Traversed gun. Fired 2 shells. Runner at 30 feet elevation when first shell detonated. Blown off trunk. Landed 40 feet away. 6:15 a.m. Tree 6, 320 yards. Multiple ropes visible, possibly 2 snipers. 6 shells, methodical destruction. Tree fell completely, 2 bodies confirmed. 6:16 a.m. Tree 7, 340 yards. Observation post, radio antenna. 3 shells, antenna destroyed, platform collapsed. Radio operator killed. Japanese communications disrupted. Lost contact with 6 sniper teams simultaneously. 6:17 a.m. Tree 8, 380 yards. Maximum planned range. 4 shells, first 2 impacted short, adjusted elevation. 3rd shell direct hit, 4th shell hit falling debris. Position destroyed. Sniper escaped by descending during reload. Survived. Total engagement time, 7 minutes. Ammunition expended, 33 rounds, planned 24. Japanese sniper positions destroyed, 8 confirmed. Japanese casualties, 11 killed, 2 wounded. Marine casualties during engagement, 0. Effect on Japanese positions proved immediate and catastrophic. Remaining 36 sniper teams from original 47 observed destruction from concealment. Understood immediately. Anti-aircraft guns repurposed. Trees no longer provided safety. Rope binding created death trap. No counter-tactic available. Must abandon elevated positions. By 6:30 a.m., 28 Japanese snipers descended from canopy positions. Relocated to ground-level foxhole and cave entrances. Defensive doctrine collapsed in 7 minutes. Jones watched through field glasses as Japanese snipers evacuated their positions. Turned to Walker with realization. They just changed this war. Every island from here to Japan, Japanese commanders would hear about this. They would adapt. Documentation needed now, before they developed counters. September 17, 1944. 3 days after engagement, Marine advance resumed. 1st Marine Regiment covered 2 miles of jungle previously held by snipers. Previous rate, 400 yards in 11 hours. New rate, 2 miles in 9 hours. Casualties from sniper fire, 23 Marines in 48 hours before, 3 Marines in 72 hours after. 87% reduction. Japanese adapted tactics immediately. Abandoned elevated sniper positions across entire island, relocated to cave systems. Different problem, different solution, but elevation advantage gone forever. September 20, Admiral's headquarters received after-action report from Jones, detailed technical specifications, engagement procedures, results. Recommendations. September 24, report forwarded to all Marine divisions in Pacific Theater, marked priority for immediate implementation. September 28, 3rd Marine Division preparing for, began training exercises using guns against simulated tree-bound targets. October 2, fleet repositioned LSDs with guns to provide close fire support during future amphibious assaults. New doctrine emerged. Anti-aircraft guns primarily for ground support, secondarily for air defense. Secured November 27, 2 months. 2,336 American KIA. Japanese tactics delayed victory, but elevated sniper doctrine abandoned by October 1. Japanese commanders were learning. Defensive plans already incorporated underground positions resistant to artillery. Okinawa planners designed cave systems with multiple exits. Americans had 6 months before encountering Japanese adaptation to tactic. October 1944, March 1945. Ground support doctrine spread Pacific-wide. February 1945. 47 LSDs equipped with guns for ground support. Destroyed 89 cave entrances, 134 bunker positions, 12 artillery positions. Marines trained to call fire missions, using radio codes adapted from naval gunfire support procedures. Okinawa, April 1945. Guns fired 127,000 rounds in ground support role, more than triple ammunition expenditure in anti-aircraft role. Doctrine now assumed primary mission ground support, secondary air defense. Tactical modifications developed rapidly. White phosphorus shells for marking targets, delayed fuses for penetrating cave entrances before detonation, reduced propellant loads for close-range fire under 100 yards, optical sights calibrated for ground targets. Quick-change barrel procedures for sustained fire missions. Production changes implemented across industrial base. January 1945. U.S. factories prioritized high-explosive shells over armor-piercing. Ratio shifted from 40-60 to 80-20. March 1945. Guns manufactured with dual-mission capability built in. Elevation controls enhanced for ground targets. Optical computing sights removed. Designed for aircraft tracking but useless for stationary targets. Training programs modified throughout Marine Corps. October 1944. Marine Corps schools added ground support to artillery curriculum. December 1944. 847 gun crews retrained specifically for ground support. Anti-aircraft training reduced from 80% of curriculum to 40%. Cumulative effect proved decisive. September 1944 through August 1945. Guns destroyed estimated 3,400 Japanese defensive positions across Pacific Theater. Enabled advances that otherwise would have cost thousands of additional American casualties. Standard infantry doctrine rewritten. Area effect weapons against area targets proved more effective than precision weapons against precision targets. Post-war analysis revealed extent of Japanese intelligence gathering. Japanese military archives, captured 1945, contain detailed intelligence reports documenting engagement. September 18, 1944. Japanese 14th Infantry Division Headquarters, Island. Intelligence summary proved remarkably accurate. American forces employing naval anti-aircraft artillery in direct fire role against elevated defensive positions. Observed 40 automatic cannon destroying 8 positions in 7 minutes. Effectiveness unprecedented. Casualties estimated 11 KIA from single engagement. All remaining elevated positions ordered evacuated immediately. September 20, 1944. Imperial General Headquarters, Tokyo. Strategic assessment acknowledged tactical revolution. American tactical adaptation demonstrated flexibility in weapons employment exceeding doctrine-based approaches. Artillery repurposing eliminated Japanese elevation advantage. Recommendation issued. All remaining Pacific garrisons abandon elevated defensive positions. Emphasis shifted to underground fortifications resistant to explosive artillery. Historians interviewed surviving Japanese officers 1940, 1952. Lieutenant Colonel commanded defenses, killed in action November 1944. His pre-death diary entry September 19 revealed understanding of tactical shift. American artillery destroyed sniper network in single morning. Japanese most effective defensive tactic rendered obsolete by weapon repurposing they never anticipated. Underground positions now only viable defense. Surface combat became suicide. Captain served on Okinawa defensive planning staff. Post-war interview 1949 confirmed strategic impact. After reports, Japanese commanders knew surface defensive positions were death sentences. Spent 6 months digging caves Okinawa. 60 miles of tunnels. Americans would need different solution for underground warfare. Couldn't reach them there. Post-war analysis concluded. Adaptation forced complete redesign of Japanese Pacific defense strategy. Accelerated shift to underground warfare. Changed tactical calculations for all remaining battles. But tactical adaptation came too late. American industrial capacity already producing solutions to every Japanese defensive innovation. Arms race Japanese couldn't win. Ground support doctrine influenced close air support theory post-war. Korea 1950-53. Principle of area effect weapons against dispersed targets applied to helicopter gunships. Multiple weapons firing high-explosive rounds into suspected enemy positions. Precision unnecessary when blast radius covered targeting uncertainty. Vietnam 1960-573. AC-47 spooky gunships demonstrated evolution of concept. Firing 6,000 rounds per minute into tree lines. Same philosophy. Saturate area, eliminate targets without precise location. Modern doctrine reflected lessons learned. Overwhelming firepower against area targets became standard practice. Precision weapons reserved for high-value targets requiring minimal collateral damage. Mass targets received mass fires. Training manuals 1946 present emphasized flexible weapons employment. Primary design purpose less important than tactical effectiveness. Anti-aircraft guns became ground support. Transport helicopters became gunships. Cargo planes became bombers. Innovation principle emerged from experience. Battlefield adaptation faster than procurement cycle. Use available weapons creatively rather than waiting for perfect weapon. U.S. military established rapid innovation cells 1947. Teams tasked with identifying unconventional weapons applications during combat. Direct lineage from innovation. Captain Jones promoted to colonel. Post-war assignment, Marine Corps Development Command. Career spent identifying tactical innovations from combat experience, institutionalizing lessons learned. Lieutenant Walker advanced to Captain, Artillery Board. Developed post-war standards for multi-role weapon systems. Sergeant Miller remained enlisted, trained 400 gun crews in dual-role employment. Retired 1955 as Master Gunnery Sergeant. No memorials, no medals for tactical innovation, but doctrine written at September 17, 1944 saved thousands of American lives across 9 remaining months Pacific War.